Welcome to another episode of BWT. Today I have three guests with me. I have my guys, Gene, Jovan, and Dave. I played baseball with Gene and Jovan growing up. And Dave, I met through the Refuse to Lose family. He is a co-host on the network. So if you want to see his face some more, talk about basketball, football, or anything like that, make sure you guys tune in, subscribe to Refuse to Lose. Dave, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, like you said, I'm Dave. They also call me Davey Dollars on the show, so that's you can kind of start to call me that. I'm the one that makes all the bets live on the show. Not the parlay bets, but actual bets between people. I've won a majority of them. I lost my last two, unfortunately, because my Miami Heat lost the NBA Finals. So, something that I had to deal with. But, I won a couple things on the way because, we put the Celtics out again. So that was a good one. But me, I'm a 31-year-old dad. I grew up in DC. Southeast DC. A lot of people compare that to Baltimore. I'll say Baltimore's a lot worse, but Southeast is not that much different. Father of two, love sports. My very first sport was football, but I fell in love with basketball, and then baseball was right after that. Fell in love with it because of my brother, who's a huge Red Sox fan. He's a sportsman. He watches golf, tennis, all that. I'm not into all of that, but he watches all that stuff too. So I became a big sports fan, and then I followed the Red Sox, especially when we had Big Papi and all those other stars that we had during the teams back then. So that's what made me like the Red Sox so much. It was my brother. I mean, I saw a guy introduced to baseball. So, and then I saw the rival between the Yankees that we had all the time. So I was like, okay, well, it looks like I picked one of the best franchises in baseball and one of the best rivalries. So that's me. That's just who I am. This is my first time being on the BWT, but not my first time talking about baseball on the network because I started it with Teddy. So I'm glad now I could just come on to be a guest. I don't have to host anything. So this is the fun part for me. But yeah. I'm Davey Dollars. That's me. I'm the one that does to turn me up on the show. And I got that from a battle rapper called Easy to Block Captain. So he says that all the time when he does his rap. So that's where I got it from.
Gotcha. Gene, you gotta tell us a little bit about yourself.
Born in New York, raised in Massachusetts, stuck with the Yankees fan till I die. Just graduated, got my master's in sport and rec management, 25. And yeah, I met Teddy, I think was in the LTA with Jovan. We lost in that championship game. Then I called Jovan, I was like, Jovan, we got to run it back and we got to win, man. And then we ended up going back to back the next 2 years, but I love playing with y'all. You guys are like family. I appreciate you having me as a guest on your show, bro. I appreciate you. Nice to meet you, David. Take it away, Hov.
Hey, Jovan, tell us a little bit about yourself, even though you're top guest right now.
I know, I'm a reoccurring guest now. This is the 3P, Teddy and I.
That's all good. Hey, look, I'm gonna battle you for that now. We Red Sox fan, but we compete on here. I'll tell you that right now.
You know it. A little bit about myself. So my name is Jovan. Born and raised in Malden, Massachusetts, about 20 minutes outside of the city. And I don't know, growing up, I just fell in love with Boston sports as a whole. Being a kid, just constant championships all around. Not saying that my entire childhood was championships, but I was able to see us really struggle for a while. And then finally the cards were dealt to us and we were able to get some championships and it was a consistent thing. So, we win in all sports, baseball, basketball, football, and hockey. Those are the four main sports in Massachusetts in Boston that we love. And So yeah, I'm a diehard Boston guy. That's pretty much it.
You can't forget about the New England Revolution.
I was
They
just
are
thinking
coming
that.
up. They are coming up. I'm not too much
I
into
was just
soccer,
thinking
but
that.
And there's a rugby team now too.
yeah.
So
New
you might,
England's on the
you might
rise.
want to.
I'm not too into
Oh,
soccer, but I did hear a lot of good things coming out of there too.
Yeah.
Hey, you got Messi in the US now, so what's gonna
Yeah,
happen?
right.
Yeah, I watch soccer too. I know a lot of people might be surprised. I watch soccer.
Me, not so much. Definitely not my cup of tea, but the other four for sure.
So let's get into the standings right now. All right. So in the AL East, we got the Rays leading at 50 and 22 in first place. The Orioles are in second with a 43 and 25 record, 5 games back. The Yankees are in third with 39 and 30. We're 9.5 games back. The Blue Jays are 38 and 32. They're 11 games back. And the Red Sox sitting at the bottom of the division, 34 and 35, a game under 500, 14.5 games back. How do we feel about this division? Start off, Jovan.
I mean, granted, we're only about 60 some odd games into the season. This is a long season, in case you guys didn't know. We got 162 games to play. All it takes is for a hot streak to happen, and things could change pretty quick. It could turn around right after the All-Star break. Hopefully, I'm hoping we're trending in the right direction before the All-Star break. But yeah, sitting in the last doesn't look good right now. But we have been dealt with a lot of injuries. So that's just my take from the Red Sox team.
I don't want to hear it about injuries. Go ahead, Dave. What do you guys say about the AL East?
I mean, I can't really say there's any surprises, honestly, right now. I know I originally had us ranked a little higher right now, but it's like I said, it's early in the season, and there have been injuries to multiple teams in the league right now. I know the Yankees have a lot of injuries right now. What the Tigers have a lot of injuries in the NL, so there's a lot of injuries going around. So I don't want to.
Yeah.
There's a lot of injuries going around, man. I know we just lost Chris Sale to a 60-day IL, so it's crazy. It's a lot of things going to happen, but I'm still optimistic that we can at least finish third in the AL East. But it's not looking good right now. I mean, and I think we need to make some moves. That's what I think. I think we need to make some moves. We need to stop being so cheap. That's what we need to do. We need to stop being so cheap and go after some star players and go get some things done. Because it's not like we don't have any hitters. We got hitters. We just need some better pitching. We get some better pitching, it'll help out a lot. So it is what it is right now. That's all I can really say. It is what it is. And just hopefully we can do something, like Javon said, and make a run before the All-Star break, and then continue it on. Like I said, we've only played 69 games so far. So we still got about 80, 90 some games left. So we still got a chance to do something. It just doesn't look good right now.
Yeah. I give you guys maybe like 3 weeks. If you guys aren't trending in the right direction, I believe you guys blow it up. And trade those guys that you think you have. Because 14.5 games back right now, that's tough. Especially with the Rays. I'm not even talking as a Yankee fan. The Rays are playing unbelievable right now. Granted, they just they almost got swept by the A's this weekend.
Yeah.
But
this was the fastest they've gotten to 50 wins in their history.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 72 games and they got 50 wins already. That's
yeah,
good. So
yeah, that's crazy. Gene, what do you got to say about this division?
This is the best division in baseball. I mean, we just spoke about the Rays. Baltimore's having an unbelievable season. The Yankees are struggling, but due to injuries, so have the Red Sox. I mean, The Rays are the definition of how baseball should be playing. Your hitters hit, they produce runs, and your bullpen backs it up. And they've been doing it for the past 2 to 3 years. I think this is the first year they've actually put both sides together. So they're actually proving themselves in the AL East that they can compete for a title right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is definitely the best division. Like a week ago, the Red Sox could have easily been first place in the AL Central. Like this is the best division in baseball. There is no ifs, ands, or buts, in my opinion. You go from top to bottom to lineups, to bullpens, to starting rotations, and we easily dominate. And the Rays are proving it just solely on themselves. I think the Red Sox need to go get some bullpen arms. Obviously now losing Sale doesn't help. Need to fill in those innings. But I think the Red Sox can turn the season around. As much as I'm a Yankees fan, it's their pitching ERA. It's a 4.5. That doesn't play. You got to be able to bring that down a little bit as a team. And if you do that, you guys do have run support, but it's not enough if it's 4.8 runs a game. So the Yankees obviously have some injury bug as well. We got Cortez in the IL, Harrison Bader, Aaron Judge, some key guys that can take us away from playing 500 baseball right now, where if you flip a coin, it's 50-50, which is what we're playing, 500 baseball. So, but the AL East is the best division in baseball.
Yeah, we can agree on. Definitely the best division in baseball.
Yep. I would have.
As a Red Sox fan, it was very exciting to see Trevor Story back in the dugout and seeing Adam Duvall get some at bats. Those two guys are going to be huge pieces to the lineup once they're healthy, man. So definitely hurts us that they're out. I don't know why Teddy's laughing. He's laughing at our downfall, but it's okay. Once they get healthy, we'll be in a good spot.
Hey, I think
I'm not laughing at the downfall. I'm just laughing at you relying on Trevor Story to play shortstop after Tommy John.
Yeah.
When before he already had trouble reaching first base.
Yeah. I'm not too excited about that. That's just me. I'm excited about Devers. That's my guy. My Devers has been playing really good this season. So
he'll be back in August, back to normal.
Long as we keep Devers, I'm good.
Yeah, you guys just re-signed him, so I think it'll be kind of foolish. But with what Bloom does, you never know. He could just say, "Oh, I can get 5 prospects from Devers. I'll take that."
I don't think he'll do that.
Yeah, I'm 2 seconds.
That's the one cornerstone that won't be moved from Boston until he's already put in his prime years, and then we'll move him.
We shall see. We'll go on to the AL Central. We got the Twins leading this division at 35 and 33. We got the Cleveland Guardians at 31 and 36, 3.5 games back. We got the White Sox at 30 and 39, 5.5 games back. The Tigers, shout out to Carl, 27 and 39, 7 games back. And the Royals are 18 and 50, which over the last series, the A's are no longer the worst team in baseball. Can we get a round of applause?
Sell that team.
Oh,
Sell
man.
that team.
Sell the team. Sell that team.
That's definitely giving them some motivation.
Oh, yeah. So, Dave, what's your take on this division?
Trash. Can I really? That's my take. Trash. I mean, the best team in the division has 35 wins. Wow. We have 35 losses, but we got 34 wins. We're right there. Just like you said, we could easily be winning in this division. If not winning, we're right there, number 2. This division is terrible. I don't see how anyone in the division gets anywhere in the postseason far at all. Like I said, the Royals are terrible. 17 games back from first place, and that's with 18 wins. That's terrible. you are, you're nowhere close to being 500. Yeah, you are. That's just bad. That's just bad. That's terrible. Mm. And then they're awful at home at 9-26 at home and 9-24 on the road. That's just no team in the AL Central has a winning record on the road. Not even the best team. The Twins are 15-19 at home.
My goodness.
That is terrible. Well, like I said, this is a trash division. So no one in the division should expect anything past a wild card or anything like that. That this division sucks. So that's my take. It's just trash. Just throw it away.
Gene, what do you guys say about it?
I mean, Minnesota, I think should win the division, even though Cleveland's right there. The White Sox are underperforming, in my opinion. They have a few guys. Obviously, they lost Abreu to the Houston Astros, but they still have a decent team. I think the Royals should also sell the team because they ain't got it. And then Detroit, I don't know what they're doing over there. They need to stick to building cars. I don't know. That's all I got.
Motors. Four
Let's go.
motors.
Jovan?
Yeah, it's the Twins were good a couple of years back, right? It's like they got Carlos Correa back, and it's still not enough. Still not enough, and they didn't want to shell out that money, so I'm sure he's kind of playing laid back as well. Not as like he doesn't feel loved, you know. Probably, if I was in that situation, right, I'm your star player, and for whatever reason you let me go to another team, and then you go to two different teams, the deal falls through, and then you end up back with your last choice. It's kind of like writing's on the wall. Like, I don't want to be here, right? And they have a talented team. So, I mean, the other teams in the division, they also have good talent. It's just, I don't know if it comes down to the coaching or what's going on in the atmosphere, maybe where they're located. I don't know, or maybe their ballpark is like, so a lot of the ballparks aren't that, like, they're pretty big as well, from what I noticed. So probably not as much like fun to watch. Homers getting hit, you know. It's like, I don't know. I don't find it that competitive in that division. So it's tough for good games to be played.
Mm-hmm.
If that makes sense. It might be far fetched what I'm saying, but kind of what I feel. If you're not competing at a high level within your own house, right? How are you gonna go out and compete against the top dogs? Like the AL East, we'll match up against anybody. Usually the AL East, you see it in the playoffs, in the championships, right? Like the East tends to take it, or even the All-Star games, the East tends to take it. It's very competitive on our end, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, with comparisons of the away records for the AL East and the AL Central, the Red Sox are the only team under 500. And they're only under by a game on the road. Every team in the AL East at home is over 500. So they're defending their turf, and when they leave, they're doing what they got to do to get some wins and continue to show that, again, the AL East is the toughest division in baseball. To me, the most surprising division so far has been the AL West. The Rangers have shocked me. They're leading the division right now at 42-25. The Astros are 39-29, 3.5 games back. The Angels are 38-32, only 5.5 games back. And the Mariners are 33-34, 9 games back. And the Athletics are 19-52, 25 games back. That's just to me.
What are the Astros?
The Astros are 39-29 in second.
In second place, 3.5 games back out of first.
Yep. I mean, right now, I know they started off with Altuve being out And then once he got healthy, it looked like they were clicking offensively. And then Jordan got injured, and he's going to be out for, I think it was 3 to 4 weeks with that hip. So their offense is going to struggle because Jose Abreu hasn't done what they thought he was going to do power wise. He's only had, I think it was 2 home runs, and they were recently in the last like 2 weeks. One of them was against the A's, which is one of the worst rotations in the game, and then the other was against the Guardians, which that game when he hit the home run, that was an intense game. But yeah, I mean the Astros are definitely underperforming, but again with the injuries, but these Rangers, man, their offense, these guys can hit. They're down right now 3-2 to the Angels. That's why I keep looking over, because it's Ohtani Day, and right now he's winning. So it looks like the Angels will pick a game up in this division after tonight. What do you got in this division, Jovan?
I think if the Rangers do end up in first place and they end up taking it, that's pretty much all they're gonna do is probably get that first spot. They're not gonna be able to take out the Astros, that's for sure. Astros have too much experience in the playoffs. Rangers, it's a win season if you get to the playoffs, right? Gain that experience, and then the next year, hopefully you can build off that experience and prove your spot in the playoffs, right? But right now, I don't think if they make the playoffs, that's a great season for them. But I don't expect them to compete too deep into the playoffs, just due to experience. That's
Dave.
Yeah, I'm surprised about the Rangers too. I didn't think they would be this good. They've had some really good wins this year too. I think the Angels is the team that I'm really looking at. I want to see exactly, are they going to get into the postseason this year, and are they going to get some wins? That's what I want to see. Because you got Ohtani and Mike Trout. Are you going to continue to waste that talent and not get them to where they need to be to at least compete for a World Series championship? I mean, we've seen what they did in the World Cup. We seen that. You got two of the best players.
Baseball Classic.
Or baseball classics. You know what I meant to say. But in the WBC, you seen that. It came down to them two. The 2 people it came down to are on your team, and you can't get them to the postseason or get some postseason wins and have them be able to compete. Is it management? Is it the front office? Like what's going on? So I see that they're in third place right now, but you want to make some moves. You got to get some things consistent. And yes, Ohtani is great, but he hasn't pitched well the last few times. I think he got a 4.5 or 4.8 ERA in his last 8 starts. So he has got to be better. For me, I just want to see what the Angels are going to do, and are they going to be able to make some changes so they can compete and be a consistent postseason team and possibly a World Series team.
To piggy up of what Dave said, I think these next 3 to 4 weeks are going to be huge since Alvarez won't be there for the Astros. How much ground can they make on the Astros and see if they can potentially get into the AL wild card if the Rangers do end up winning out the division? I don't think the Astros can sustain second place without him in the lineup. So if the Angels can get some wins to get into second place and have a chance to get into the AL wild card, I mean, that's where it's going to determine if they can get a playoff win or not, and then see what they can do in the division series. But the Rangers are a surprise, even though with the lineup that they have, the rotation that they have, I'm surprised that they're doing this well. The Astros have been doing the Astros things, like they're always going to have a winning record. They're gonna play Astros baseball, but the Angels do need to pick it up over the next 3-4 weeks without losing Alvarez in the Astros lineup. See if they can gain some ground.
Yeah. With what Dave said about Ohtani not having success in his recent starts, but the world knows him as the guy who does it both. So everyone, your casual fan is going to say, oh, but Ohtani's great because he can throw 100 miles per hour and then he can hit the ball 450. But, I mean, they don't really take a dive into the numbers. And I get it. He's a phenomenal athlete, but he's been letting up that home run ball
Yeah,
the past couple starts.
That's facts. He definitely has.
He has been. He's just letting the pitches hang, and major league hitters just doing what they do.
Now, do you guys think that's from being tired?
I think it plays
Possibly.
a part in it. I think it does play a part in it, but if you're gonna do both, then you got to be able to balance it out.
That's what I'm saying. So when does it come to?
For me, look, I don't play baseball. I've never played baseball. I've just been a fan. So just from me, from what I've seen, you gotta if you know that you're going into a situation where you're going to play, if you do both, I'm gonna try to bring like Deion Sanders into this, because Deion Sanders played both sides of the ball at times. He played on offense. He was a great defensive player. I mean, it's prime time, so you know that. But whenever he got his opportunity to play on offense, he made sure he made an impact. So Ohtani, being in baseball, if you're going to make an impact on offense, you got to make it on defense too.
Yep.
We know that you're a great offensive player, and we believe that you are a great defensive player as well at being a pitcher. And when it counts, you got to be able to pitch well. So for me, yes, you may be tired, but I'm not going to give you those excuses. That's just me.
And what's he looking for money next year, right?
I think it's the pressure. I think it's pressure, him putting on himself, the team. He has to carry the team. He has to do both. I don't really think it's tired because he did it last year. Obviously, he had the World Baseball Classic to get ready for this year before the season started, where the competitiveness was there, the intensity was there, where he had to build up. But once you apply pressure and you feel like this is our time to win now, and your supporting cast isn't coming through sometimes, or you're not fulfilling to your standards, it starts to overtake sometimes, and it may look like it's fatigue. But I think it's a mental game for him now, because he did it last year. He could have won a Cy Young. He could have won MVP. Now it's proving to the world that he can do it again. I think that pressure of saying, I am the greatest athlete on the planet right now, to do it year after year after year, that's tough, especially in baseball, because it's 162 games. It's not an NBA season where you play 3 games a week. Sometimes it's back to back, but it's an everyday grind with one rest day a week. That's not easy when you have to DH, to then be on the bump, to then play in the outfield. It catches up, but I don't think it's the fatigue part. I think it's the mental side of it, and proving to the world that he is Ohtani.
Yeah, and that's kind of sort of what I was going into it. I was like, I mean, yeah, I get it. There's some fatigue, but there's some fatigue in all sports. There's fatigue in soccer, there's fatigue in football, there's fatigue in baseball, rugby, golf, tennis, it doesn't matter what it is. There's going to be some fatigue there. But you know what you're getting yourself into. So you got to prepare yourself for that. So I agree with James. It has to be a mental thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do you guys think about how much money he should be getting after the season?
Pay him.
I mean,
pay him. What else you gonna do? You go let him walk? No, you pay him. You pay him. He's the only player that does what he does. Pay him.
How much, Dave? How much?
Whatever he asks for.
hand him a blank check.
I think he's gonna ask for $500 million.
Pay him $500 million. Pay the man.
That's crazy.
Pay the man.
I mean, the revenue.
You got to look.
The revenue that he's going to bring into any organization, it's going to be insane.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm a Red Sox fan. You don't think I would let have Otani on there? Come on now.
Mhm.
What do you think Otani would do with us? Come on. You don't think I would if I was the owner of the Red Sox and I had an opportunity, I'm giving him 550 million. Like, hey, I'm gonna give you 50 million on top of that. I need you. I need you in. So look, you pay him whatever you can pay him. He deserves it. I mean, look at what he's done. He's the reason why they won the WBC. It was him. And now you see what
Now,
he's doing. He like, come on. He
now, do
is.
you factor in this season?
I mean, yeah, you factor in the season too, but
You have to.
you also look at what he has done before and his potential.
Mhm.
All of that matters as well. Yes, you factor in the season, but the season is not over with yet. So we don't. The story hasn't been written on what happens this season. He could still easily win the AL MVP and win the AL Cy Young. He could still easily do that. It's Otani, so it's very possible. He could just be having a slump right now. It's not like he's not Superman. It's not like it's not going to happen.
That's how people look at him, though. Because if you're gonna pay the man, he has to be Superman.
Hey, look, LeBron James ain't Superman. He went to the NBA Finals 10 times his career, but he only won 4 of them. Superman would win all of that. It doesn't, whether you do it or not, it doesn't matter.
But can he take the Angels to the playoffs?
I believe that he can, but he probably just needs better support. I
Because
don't think
LeBron did it by himself.
that is true.
Basketball, you got 5
Basketball and
players.
baseball is
Baseball, you got 9, right? It's a bit different, I think, on that end.
Yeah, it's two totally different sports. I'm just talking about the players themselves, not necessarily the sport.
Nah, I got you.
Yeah, I mean, he can. I just think he needs more support. And I think what they could do now, this is just me as a baseball fan. I think they should probably elongate his starts for when he's going to pitch. If you're going to have him hitting this much, maybe he shouldn't start as much. That could be just me just saying that, but and that would possibly help out his fatigue on his arm, or whatever's going on mentally, because he could probably handle it a lot better. Or, I mean, like you said, he know what he came into, so he got to prepare better for it.
Yeah. I really haven't seen him play defense this season. So
Interesting.
you're going to be paying $500 million for a guy that DHs and then pitches every 5 days. I mean, the dude's great, but you got to factor that in as well. Like, you're a DH. I expect you to hit 45 to 50 home runs minimum with 120 RBIs. Batting maybe 300 around there, 310.
Aaron Judge numbers. That's Aaron Judge numbers.
That's
Wherever
what
you get-
I
that's-
was getting to. That's what I was getting to, my guy. There
I get
is
it, but
one
he does
guy.
both. I get that, but Aaron Judge ain't out there pitching either. Getting wins pitching as well.
Aaron Judge is out here just completely dominating the game,
Aaron Judge ain't playing
offensively and
ain't dominating
defensively.
nothing but the bench.
You know what? That's fine. That's fine.
But no, you know, I got
Because-
Aaron Judge. I just had to throw another little joke in there.
No, yeah, for sure. But I'll tell you what, Otani's got the lead for home runs right now. But if Judge didn't have to miss 20 games, Judge would be sitting up there on top.
Oh,
Because
I don't disagree.
Judge is still hitting like 291, and Otani's hitting like, I think it was 250. So it could be, yeah, you guys could say I'm a homer, whatever, blah blah blah, but that's the one guy that I think is going to give Otani a run for his money for MVP in the American League.
100%. How about Vladdy Guerrero? Is he having a decent year this year, or is he kind of just coasting again?
Nah, I'll tell you right now, I don't like that guy. You guys, if you guys watch BWT, he said this little thing of, oh, it's my house, you know. So and then we celebrated on your house. We took a picture for the division champs on your turf, right? We had the little Sky Dome in the background. We had all Toronto going crazy, going home like, damn, Yankees celebrating on our field, man. It sucks, you know. And Vladdy, he's just like, I mean, he's a great, phenomenal player, but that's how I feel about him. If you say that you'll never play for the Yankees and you got hatred for the Yankees, New York is coming for you.
I guarantee you this, though, if Yankees threw money at him, he'd play for him. I bet you he would. I bet you he would. I bet he was like, you know what? I know what I said before. That money looks pretty good. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take that opportunity.
I don't think he's gonna cut his dreads. I don't think he'll cut his dreads, man.
Well, what? For $300 million, I cut my dreads. And I just got a fresh today. I cut my $300 million. Shoot. Tell me right now.
So in the NL East, we've got the Braves leading the division right now at 42-26. We got the Marlins in second place, 38-31, 4.5 games back, which I did not see happening at all. The Phillies, 35-34, 7.5 games back. The Mets, just being the Mets, 32-36, 10 games back. And the Washington Nationals are 26-40, 15 games back in the division. We'll start off with Eugene. What's your take on this division?
You there, Gene?
And Ronald Acuna is having I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You know.
I think Atlanta takes the division. They're going to dominate. Acuna's having a great year. I don't know how the pitching staff is doing, but they're at the top. They're doing well. I don't think the Marlins can sustain the success. Philly, they're going to need to step it up because they were in it last year in the World Series. They're underperforming right now, playing 500 baseball.
Mm-hmm.
I think Atlanta wins it. I'm not surprised by how the standings are, to be honest. The Mets should be having a better year, and they're not. And they just split a series with the Yankees 1-1, which I don't want to talk about, but Atlanta takes the NL East, in my opinion.
Jovan?
Yeah, I agree with Jim. I think Atlanta is definitely going to be the winners of the division. As far as the Marlins and Phillies go, I think it's going to be a tough brawl. I think the Phillies might be a little hungover from last year. That tends to happen to a lot of teams. Other than the Astros, for some reason, they're able to keep going out each year and keep competing and get to that last game. But it looks like the Phillies definitely started off with a slow start. The Marlins are definitely playing much better than I anticipated, and the Mets, I think it's going to be too far for them to crawl back. Yeah, I think they're a little bit too far back.
Yeah, so if you guys just saw my reaction just a few seconds ago, that was me watching Ohtani go dead center.
Nice.
For his 22nd home run of the season, 54 RBIs.
Crazy.
Jesus.
He said, Aaron Judge, who? I'm coming for you.
He was like, what you say about Aaron Judge? Okay, all right.
I swear, it's something about this show. Every time I call somebody out, they just start going crazy. Dave, what's your take on the NL East?
That was a nuke.
Yeah, I wanna give you guys some breaking news. So I'm the one that puts all the news in the baseball chat. So I got some news that I just saw just now about the Oakland A's. I know we already talked about them, but I got some news about their relocation. So Nevada's governor just signed a $380 million bill to help bring the Oakland A's to Las Vegas, which is the only step left for the MLB's first relocation in nearly 20 years of approval is coming up. It's free and unlocked now. So it might be happening pretty soon. Heard it here first from BWT.
They're gone. They're gone.
My take on this, I think the Marlins have a chance to win this division.
Mhm.
I know I haven't really said much about the Marlins, but I like the makeup of that team. I think they can do some really good things this year. I mean, they just had a win yesterday against the Mariners 4-1. They play the Nationals tomorrow. Nationals haven't been that good. But I think they can make a push. Now, do I believe it's going to happen? I don't know. I just think it's possible. I also agree with that the Braves will win. I think the Braves will win this division, but I think the Marlins have a really good chance. I think if they just make a good run within these next 3-4 weeks, and then if need be, not saying that it's very necessary, but make a move here or there to kind of give them an extra spark. Maybe get another pitcher or another hitter that can help them get some extra runs in. They can make a really good chance to win this division. But I'm picking the Braves. But and Acuna, do you? I think I have a question. Do you think he would be the NL MVP right now with the way he's been playing?
No doubt.
Yeah, because I said that as well as he's been playing. I don't see how you give it to anyone else at this moment. Because he's been playing outstanding. So
Mhm.
I think if Pete Alonso didn't get hurt, he might have been in the talks.
possibly that's true.
Yeah.
If he continued on his pace with those home runs,
but
He just hits home runs. He's not an average hitter. I wouldn't consider him MVP.
but Acuna is
depends
just
on how many he dropped,
oh,
though.
man. Acuna's doing it all though, man. He's hitting home runs and just hitting. He whatever you need him to do, he's like, all right, I got it. So I just thought I'd throw in that question. I know that's that wasn't one of the topics, but I figured it would be a good question to ask just to see what you guys thought about it.
Yep. Yeah. I feel like it's his award to lose right now. The only things that would be able to set him back would be an injury. So hoping that doesn't happen, because last year when he tore his ACL, just making a routine play that he's probably made hundreds of times in his entire life, but he just got hooked onto it, and that he was out for the season. So hopefully he can stay.
I have a question for you guys. So, do you think that an MVP should be selected based on how their team performed? Like if they got to the postseason or brought them to the postseason, or do you think it should be solely picked on the stats of the player?
I like to go first. So I'm gonna bring all the other sports into this again. If you think about the awards of other sports, it goes to players who help their team's success. So I think if it doesn't help team success, then no, it's just numbers. It's just stat padding. If you're just getting numbers, then it doesn't matter. It has to amount to wins. That was the question about Nikola Jokic this year. Like, okay, you getting these MVPs, but are you going to win? It was the same thing with Giannis a couple of seasons ago. Remember, he had back-to-back MVPs. Then he went and won a championship. So that's the thing. Now, I'm not saying that you need to win a championship to win an MVP, but it has to amount to wins. You can't just be like an 8th seed and expect to be an MVP. Like
A superstar.
Wow. Okay. Nice shot.
Shots fired.
Nice shot. But let's see if your team can make it to the NBA Finals again, because that was the first time they did since the Celtics, since you guys had KG in them. So, and you only have one title within this last decade. So, but we're talking about baseball right now. We're talking about baseball, so I'm gonna leave it to baseball. But that's my answer to that. I think if it doesn't lead to a success, then no, you should not get an award. You should not get an MVP. It has to amount to success. Without success, it's no MVP.
Gene?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think obviously the stats have to be there. Your team also has. I think it comes down to honestly to one stat, which is wins against replacement WAR. How many wins can your team win with or without you?
Mm-hmm.
I think it comes down to that. So it does have a little bit of both because obviously it isn't a one-man sport. And obviously it's team success, like they said. But if you can back it up with numbers and you're helping your team win games, then absolutely you should be winning MVPs.
Facts. I agree 100%. 100%.
Yeah, I think MVP, most valuable player, is pretty much like last year, right? AL MVP, Aaron Judge. You take Aaron Judge off the Yankees, man. Oh man,
It's a totally different team.
a completely different
totally
team
different
as you can see with these 20 games that we've missed without him. You know, just off the runs per game. Like with him, we're scoring 5.3 runs a game. Without him, we're scoring 2, maybe 3 runs a game. And we have to have plays like Isaiah Kiner-Falefa stealing home in order to get a run. My goodness. That was one of the most electrifying moments last night. And he didn't even know how he did it. After the game, he came out and literally said, "I don't know what happened." Man. I love that we have it in us to pull those plays off, but getting in those situations as a fan is stressful. I'm over here sitting yelling at my TV like, oh my goodness. But yeah, MVP should be based off numbers and off your team success, I believe. Like you can be like if the A's had a potential MVP candidate, I feel like it would just get laughed at just because it's the A's. Like you guys are doing nothing. You just have that one bright spot. Trade him and you'll get value for him, but he's not going to win an MVP because of the team success.
Yeah.
Off of that statement, is that what the Angels were with Trout before Ohtani came on?
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Exactly what they were.
That's the person I kind of based this question off of. That he is an MVP winner, but also the fact that I think Gene brought up a great point with wins above replacement, which those numbers for Trout were like astronomical. So that's the reason why he was looked at as the best player across the MLB, even though his team was that successful, right? So it's tough. It's tough question for sure.
It is.
It's tough, but I feel like we all on the same page though.
Yep.
Definitely.
In the NL Central, we got the Pirates. Whoa. Pirates leading the division at 34-32.
Very shocking.
The Brewers are in second at 34-34, playing 500 baseball, 1 game back. The Reds are 34-35, 1.5 games back. The Cubs are 30-37, 4.5 games back. And the Cardinals are 27-42. Wow. 8.5 games back. The Cardinals have the worst record in the National League. I will say that again. The St. Louis Cardinals have the worst record in the National League. This is a year after Yachty retiring. This goes to show how much impact that one guy had on the entire team. He was their glue. His energy, the way that he knew the game, his ins and outs. I feel like he should be a top candidate for their coaching job. Whoever they got now needs to get out of town. This is an organization that has been good throughout time. Like they've always been at the top of this division. Growing up, they had Pujols. They were always great, you know. They and then now they got Arenado, Goldschmidt, and a bunch of other players. Jordan Walker's coming up, doing great for him, which I don't understand why they even demoted him a couple weeks ago. Because he came back, he wasn't hurt anything, and then he came back and he just continued to mash. So that was a questionable call for me. And what's up with Wilson Contreras? Did he just forget how to? Did he just forget how to do the one thing that he does? Man, he needs to pick it up. Following the GOAT Yachty, you have to be better. You just have to be better. I saw a picture of him in the dugout the other night with a broken cooler in front of him. So that goes to show where he's at right now. Dave, what's your take on this division?
Another division that's not that good. It it's just there. Like you said, the Cardinals are bad, the Cubs are bad. The Pirates are ahead of the division, but by a game, 2 games. Sorry, I missed one. By 2 games. Wow. This is another reason, another thing that shows why the AL East is the best division in baseball.
Yep.
Because Red Sox could be easily atop of this division too. Got the same amount of wins. We got more losses, but that's because we play more games. But we could easily be winning this division as well. I'm more so surprised that the Brewers are not atop. I felt like I thought the Brewers would be up there. That's just me personally. I didn't think the Reds would be this good either. I thought the Reds would probably be at the bottom, not third, but no. And for me, it always seemed like it would always be the Cubs and Cardinals at least at 2 or 3, always in that top 3. I always figured the top 3 would be the Brewers, Cubs, and Cardinals, somewhere in that order. But like you said, with Yachty are gone, it seems like the Cardinals just forgot how to play baseball. Like they don't really know what to do. Like you said, Pujols is gone, Yachty is gone, so it's like, all right, well, what we got next? You don't. I think what they need to do is they need to make sure that they draft well, and really go get some players that can help them win some games. Not sure what they were thinking, and I agree. Whoever the manager is needs to be gone. They need to go and get somebody else because it's not working out. You got to have someone in there that knows what they're doing and can motivate their team. Not saying that every team needs to be motivated, but you got to be that kind of a manager at times. You got to be able to get your team to be out there, be ready to play. As a coach, you're not out there playing, but you got to give them that confidence. If they're not confident, then your job is that you in a hot seat. There's a lot of coaches in other leagues that are getting fired that have gone to a championship. You think it's going to be that easy for you, and you ain't even getting close? So there's a lot of changes that need to be made, and there's just some things that this division needs to get better. The Pirates, I like the Pirates though, because my boy Andrew McCutchen, he's still there. That's still my guy. So
shout out to McCutch for 2,000 hits.
Yep.
In his career.
Long as he's still there, I'm going to root for them because I told you who my 2 favorite players are: Andrew McCutchen and Mookie Betts. As long as they're in the league, I'm good. So I want him to continue to be successful. I'm just shocked that his team is the top of the division. I didn't think that would be the case, but also didn't think the Cardinals would be this bad. So I guess that's just how it works in baseball now.
Yeah, just looked it up. His name is Oliver Marmol. He is the youngest manager in the major leagues right now.
Well, I guess that makes a lot of sense then.
He was born in '86.
Wow.
That's only 7 years older than me.
5 years before me.
I don't know. I don't know where they found this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he was their first base coach. He was their first base coach last season. Oh man.
You make him? Go
That's
ahead.
not ideal.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
To be honest, I feel like this division is upside down. I would expect the Cardinals to be in first, Chicago be in second, Reds in third, Brewers in fourth, Pittsburgh last. This whole division is a surprise. The biggest surprise is obviously Pittsburgh in first, but I expected the Reds to have a better season, and I think they still have a lot of potential left in the tank. Obviously, it's a long season, like we've said before. I did not expect Chicago Cubs to be in fourth, especially with Cody Bellinger, Marcus Stroman over there trying to handle their business.
Swanson,
Um,
Hosmer.
yeah, like I don't know. They're definitely underperforming.
Mhm.
I don't know what it is. I think they need to turn the page and start getting some wins instead of worrying about whatever they're worrying about. They are going to London, so that may be a turning point for them. Get their minds distracted a little bit away from baseball, just enjoy themselves out there, have a great series, some wins back. But Pittsburgh Pirates in first place. You haven't heard that in a while.
Raise the Jolly Roger. Jovan?
Jovan?
Yeah, no, I honestly at the beginning of the season, I go into it thinking, the Pirates are going to be god awful, right? But then they came into Boston and they held their own. O'Neal Cruz, unbelievable talent. I think he might be still hurt right now, though, right?
Yep.
What impressed
He's,
me about the Pirates was definitely their pitching staff, and I liked their bullpen, and I really like the kid Brian Reynolds as well. That was a big piece that I was kind of like, why aren't they trading this kid? And he was asking to be traded himself, and they kind of just held on to him. So, seeing that they're in first place now, I wonder how he feels. If he's like, dang, I'm actually happy I'm a part of this organization now, rather than being traded away. Who else do they have that's like
Key Brian Hayes, Ji Wong Bay. They got
who's their DH?
Tell you right now. I'll go through their lineup for tonight's game.
They like to have a veteran in the lineup, if I'm not mistaken.
So they got Carlos Santana.
Santana is the big bat. Carl Santana is the big bat. I think
they got Zach Zawinski, which is he's been hot lately. Jason DeLay is their catcher. Their DH tonight was Andrew McCutcheon.
Yeah. So I think they just have a lot of good guys, and sometimes all it takes is some good chemistry. And I think that's really what they got going on right now. They got a little camaraderie going on in the dugout, and they all kind of trust each other, and they're using that energy, and they believe in each other. So I think that's going to take them a long way throughout the season. I think the Reds might even come in second place with that new kid, Ellie De La Cruz, bringing a lot of light to their dugout. And they have that kid McLean as well who can hit. So I think it might be time for the new dogs in town, kind of like the AL East with the Orioles, So we'll see what happens. I'm not sure, but I'm not surprised the Cardinals are down there, to be honest. Paul Goldschmidt, Nolan Arenado, that's kind of all they have for like established superstars. Other than that, it's kind of like they're in between, like competing for so long with a lot of veteran old guys, and then they have a lot of new talent. So they don't have like the mesh of the both, if that makes sense. So I think that's why they're struggling a little bit. I think once they get the mesh of the two, they'll be back in it. But right now they're in a rough spot.
Yep.
To piggy off of what Jovan just said, I think it does start with Contreras because Yadi was able to handle that staff really well in that bullpen, and Contreras hasn't been able to do that. So I wouldn't put the blame on the new guys or like the organization. I think it comes down to who's behind the dish calling the pitches. If it's either the catcher or the pitching coach, or if it's a combination, or if it's reading swings. I don't know what it is, but I think, especially with adding Jordan Montgomery to that staff rotation, I think they should be doing a lot better than that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why they should be in last place right now.
Yeah, just yesterday they were up 5-3 in the ninth inning, 2-2 count, and Gallegos just throws a fastball right down the middle. Mike Yastrzemski takes it over the park. He takes it over the fence. He ties up the game, and then they score another 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning. And that was that. And the Cardinals ended up losing that game, blowing my money line ticket. So Cardinals, figure it out. And the last division right now, we have the Diamondbacks leading the NL West at 41-28. The Dodgers are in second place, 38-30. The Giants are 36-32. The Padres are 33-34, and the Rockies are 29-42. I would say this division to me is probably, it stands out the most because the Padres are underperforming. The Dodgers are severely injured in their pitching rotation. And the Diamondbacks, like, where do they come from? This kid, Corbin Carroll, is an animal. He is leading them. Christian Walker is having a great year. Gurriel's having a great year. He just went over there after being with the Blue Jays last season. So shout out to them. Ketel Marte. I don't know if they can continue this because their pitching isn't the best, but they got some dudes. Zach Guyon, Mitch Kelly, so Zach Davies. So I see them. I don't know. This one's tough because the Dodgers can get healthy and just run away with this division with their offense. And the Padres, I mean, they have way too much money to be sitting down in 4th place right now. Their best hitter is probably Gary Sanchez right now. That dude has come back and he's been destroying baseballs. So good for him. I wish you figured out how to catch in a Yankees uniform, but that's that. Gene, what you got for this division?
I'm honestly surprised with the Diamondbacks. I didn't expect them to be in first place almost 70 games in. Dodgers are going to get hot. We all know that. San Francisco is going to try to compete for second place. The Padres have way too much talent. Way too much talent. This could easily be the second best division in the MLB right now, and the Padres are in 4th place.
Yeah,
that is absurd. I think for the Dodgers, they're gonna get hot. They're gonna start dominating the NL West and other teams because JD Martinez is having an unbelievable year. Mookie Betts is Mookie Betts. They obviously have a great staff. Obviously, they lost 1 or 2 pitchers in their rotation, but they still got Kershaw, which is still dominating hitters. But yeah, Arizona is a big surprise. The Padres, they need to figure it out. I think they're going to have a lot of trades, to be honest, in a few weeks. I think they're going to go back to like, okay, this is not who we are. We're going to let some guys go, get some draft picks in or something because they're not performing well right now.
Who do you think is the first guy to go on that Padres team?
I think it's Soto again.
Damn.
I think he relocates.
New York, make the call, baby. Make the call, baby. I can see him just taking care of that short porch in right field. Ooh,
I mean,
baby.
they went into New York and they played well. Something about the short porch. I don't know.
Tatis had his fun with the fans, all that.
Yeah.
Soto hit an absolute nuke. So why not live in New York, right? He's Dominican. He'll fit in. He'll be all right.
I mean, I think right now he'd be like the second or third Dominican on the team because we don't have much.
Nice.
No,
He'll fit right in though.
no more players from Yankees, please. No.
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 Hey, it's either him or we throw money at Ohtani. Which one you want?
All right, I'll take that in case instead of Ohtani. I'm better than Ohtani.
Because we opened in that checkbook for Otani, I'll tell you.
Oh,
And whatever.
My hot take is they're willing to move Tatis.
Okay. Why do you say that?
Just kind of the dark cloud that's over him, man. Ever since he got caught with PEDs, it's kind of like I think they gotta kind of just take that loss, that money they spent on him, and like now he's an outfielder. He was originally like your star shortstop. It just doesn't seem like he's the right fit anymore, in my opinion.
He's
As
one
much
of the
superstar
best.
power as he had.
He's one of the best defensive right fielders right now in Major League.
And if you think about it as well, when he was out of the game, they made that very big playoff run last season.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, is he a cancer to the team, or is he someone that helps us out? Right now, it looks like he's someone that's causing distractions. If I'm looking at it from last year to this year.
I mean, he would fit real well in New York then, especially with those dark clouds. I mean, if you think about it, I agree with Jovan. If he leaves, Yankee can pick him up or any other team. Like obviously, we need help at shortstop. I think we'd make him a shortstop again because Volpe's not performing, and we'll get into a little bit that later. But Tatis would be fine in New York.
That would be
He
the
loves the
perfect
fans.
pickup for you guys. You guys are always like on to the guys with the roids, right? So that's perfect. Perfect fit.
Perfect fit.
Talking from the fan who's one of their best players had to take estrogen. But I'll leave that for another time.
That's still wild. That's still wild.
Dave, you got anything to say about this NL West?
I gotta talk about the Dodgers. You know I gotta talk about the Dodgers.
Mookie.
My boy Mookie, man. I mean, he doing his thing. This team is still really good. But yeah, I'm shocked that them or the Padres are not in first place. I mean, but the Dodgers are right there, so it's not like they're not far. But the Padres spent all that money, and they're pretty much almost in last place in the division. So it seems like you spend money for nothing.
Yep.
Players got to step up. We paid you all this money to get you to come here, and now y'all playing like trash. Right? You're not playing up to par. You're not playing up to the contract that we gave you. And for whatever reason it is, it's not leading to wins. You got to do whatever it takes. Pitching needs to get better. You got to get some more runs coming in. It's not like you got a multitude of injuries. It's not like all your star players are hurt. You got to win some games. I mean, this reminds me of and this is how you can tell I'm more of a other sports fans than baseball, but I still love baseball because I can make a comparison to other sports. But this is just almost like that Philadelphia Eagles team when they claimed that they had a super team. Yeah, you can spend money on this all you want, but is it going to amount to wins? It amounted to nothing when they had Chip Kelly and all those other guys on that team, all those so-called names. Names can only do but so much. You know, hard beats talent when talent doesn't work. So you can have all the talent in the world, but if you ain't out there fighting for wins, you're going to lose every single time. It doesn't matter how good that you are. It doesn't matter how good your potential is. You need to win. And you're in the major leagues now. This is not in the minor leagues. This is not college. This is not backyard baseball. This is major leagues. You're getting paid money. Nah, this is not big money. I'm not the person to count somebody's pockets. Because, hey, you make money. Hey, you deserve it. You got paid what you deserve. But now you got to play to what you were paid. If you're not playing to what you're paid, then it's an underachievement. Plain and simple. I'm not going to call you a failure because you're doing something I couldn't even fathom it doing. I mean, I still believe that baseball is the hardest sport to play. That's just me. That's why I've never picked up a baseball or a bat. I'm just not going to do it. I'm sorry. If my sons want to do that, hey, I'm going to support it, but every single way. I love baseball, so I'm all for it. But you getting paid to do something that a lot of players can't do. This is not an easy transition sport. You can't go from one sport to another. You got to be really good. We saw what Michael Jordan did when he went from basketball to baseball. He wasn't the same. He wasn't Mike when it came to baseball. He was a jag. He was just another guy. So if you're getting paid this, you got to step up. You got to do what you're supposed to do. You've been in the league a while. It's not like you got a bunch of young rookies. You ain't got. This is not a freshman team. You pay players based on what they did before, based on their names, based on the talent, and it's just not adding up. So it's either the players or it's management, but something needs to change. And this team cannot be in this position by the time All-Star break gets here. Wins need to happen. It needs to happen now. Mm-hmm. So that's my biggest take on this, is that the Padres need to do better.
Yeah. You guys have any surprises in the season so far?
I think I just said it. That's my biggest surprise. My biggest surprise is the Padres, honestly.
Yep.
Because I think, remember when we talked, when we did it on Refuse to Lose before you started BWT, that I thought the Padres would be probably the best in this division. And they're fourth best. Mm-hmm. Not even second.
I had them second in the division.
And they're not even top two.
Yeah.
So to me, this is the biggest surprise in baseball to me. You spent all this money. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be, because I've seen it happen in other sports before where you spend a lot of money on all these players and they don't do nothing. Remember the Lakers did all that to get Gary Payton and I can't remember his name. The mailman, got him on your team, got Karl Malone on your team. You spend all this money to get all these players, and you got all the way to the finals and lost to the Detroit Pistons, a team with no superstars. So, I mean, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you need to win. And the Padres are just not, they're just not it. They're not it. There's some things need to change. I don't know what it is, but you can't, me being the owner, I'm not going to spend all this money and y'all not winning no games. Something change. Somebody in the front office is going to have to go, or management got to go, because there's no way you can tell me that there's a legit reason why we're this bad. Now, I get it. The chemistry plays a big part in it. So this could be a chemistry issue. It could be them not really getting to know each other, not really getting used to this thing. So that could be a thing. But if it ain't chemistry, something got to change. So that's my biggest surprise is the Padres not being the first or second, that they're really this bad. I never thought I would see this.
Yeah, for me, I think big surprise for me is definitely the Phillies. And what I'm scared of for that organization is that Dave Dombrowski kind of blew it up, kind of what he did with the Red Sox, just handing out checks after they made it to the World Series. Like we still got Chris Sale. They're going to be paying those guys for a long time, right? And he's kind of giving them that money for past success. You know, it's like, yeah, you brought us to the World Series. That did bring us a lot of revenue, that brought us a lot of fans, that brought the life back to the park. Now they have to win a World Series again, or like get to the World Series and win it this time, right? That kind of put a hold on a lot of the Red Sox's money. Like, we didn't have money for a while. We had to try to get a lot of players off the books, and now we're finally starting to be at a spot where we can spend some money to get some players if we need it. I think that's why we brought Chaim Blumen to kind of just recover all the money and get everybody off the books. And now we kind of, you already know he's the Tampa Bay guy. He's all about
cheapy.
Yeah, penny pinching. That's what he's here for, though, right? John Henry probably made it very clear to him. Listen, I want you to be very strategic with my money. get everything cleared off, and then let's rebuild and get some really strong players for the future. But I'm afraid that Dave Dombrowski just screwed the Phillies organization. Giving all that money to Kyle Schwarber, Bryce Harper, Trey Turner. Those guys are gonna be. Did Nick Castellanos get a lot of money too?
Hold up, I'm not gonna accept any Bryce Harper slander on this show.
Hey,
right?
but hey, we're all human, right?
He went out and got NL MVP after he got that big contract. Took the Phillies to the World Series. One of the biggest at bats in baseball. Down, that at bat he had against the Padres in was it Game 6, where he hit that home run. I mean, in my eyes, he did what he had to do.
No, and I'm not trying to take anything away from Bryce Harper. But what I'm saying is, are they paying him past his prime, where he's gonna sit there and be older, not as much pop, and he's still getting paid out by the organization?
I mean, I see what you're saying. And then you also got to take into account, he just got Tommy John, right? Mm-hmm. He's not supposed to be back. He's not even supposed to be playing. He's got to put on like a robot arm.
That's the fastest comeback I've ever seen from Tommy John.
For me as an owner, if you see somebody like that putting their body on the line, like to earn that contract, hell yeah. That's the dude that I want.
Yeah, but just imagine you got 4 of them on there now. I
mean, Trey Turner, he needs to just figure it out. Trey, do I need to call you out again? Because the last time I called you out, you went like 3 for 5, 2 home runs. Your mom was saying that you sucked. Like it was crazy. So Trey, I mean, you got all that money. Come on, man. Like, figure it out. It's just nothing else I can say to that. Gene?
Hey, Trey, do something, man. Do something.
Oh, man.
I think my 2 biggest surprises are the Rangers and Baltimore, to be honest. I know the Rangers have been slowly getting their team better. Certain accusations have obviously worked out for them. But Baltimore, Adley Rutschman, dude, he's been a game changer for them. He has bring life into Baltimore. He's obviously has a huge WA. Like, he is making the Baltimore Orioles better. I think that's my biggest surprise. The Baltimore Orioles are in 2nd place in the AL East in the best division in baseball.
And going back to the Cardinals, they lose their catcher, and they're going downhill. And the Orioles gain their catcher of the franchise. And man, this kid is incredible. Switch hitting catchers, so pitchers never have the advantage. And
they're already calling him Adley.
What was that?
They're already calling him Adley Clutchman because he's clutch.
Oh God.
Love that.
Yeah.
He changed the culture, though. Seriously, single-handedly, he changed the culture.
Yeah. I got one more. I had one more thing I wanted to mention when you mentioned was it Corbin from the Diamondbacks?
Corbin Carroll. Yep.
I think we mentioned him too when we talked about all the awards and stuff. Me, you, and Carl on.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised that he's playing well. I'm not surprised at all, because I think he was one of those people that I had mentioned before. I think he was one of those people before that I was just like, I think he could do something. Because I read all the reports. They were saying that he was one of those players that could do something. And now look what it's amounting to. Now the Diamondbacks are first in the division. So that's another that the shocker was the Diamondbacks being up there. But I wasn't shocked that he was playing well.
Damn, Dave, you stole my pick, man.
Oh, my bad. Hey, that just lets you know I'm not a casual fan. I actually watch baseball, so
I love it. I would have to say, for me, Corbin Carroll, I knew he was going to be a game changer for the Diamondbacks, but He's hitting 306 right now with 71 hits, 35 RBIs, and 51 runs. He did have a bonehead play the other day. There's a guy on third, 1 out. He drops his hat while he's going to field a fly ball. He catches the ball, goes back to pick up his hat while the guy tags up and scores. So that's just
JT.
Yep. That to me is just not having your head in the game. Those mental errors, physical errors are gonna happen in the game of baseball, but those mental errors are what really gets you going downhill. And if he can work on that and stay 100% locked in at all times, then this kid, I heard Mark Dero calling him, they were comparing the guy to Ichiro. Yeah, that was my reaction too.
They know Ichiro's a legend, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's
All right.
That's Mark DeRosa, your coach for Team USA in the WBC.
Somebody drug test him. Make sure he's good, please. The drug test him. I think one should be happening within like the next couple of days. Like he tripping. Right. This is Ichiro we're talking about. All right.
Oh man.
I guess.
Crazy. Let's get into this series happening this weekend. All right. Last weekend, the Red Sox were able to take 2 out of 3. Yeah. I don't want to hear it. New series, new weekend, new opportunity to sweep, because that's what I'm expecting the Yankees to do this weekend. Bring out the brooms into Fenway Park. Gonna dust them off into Harvard Yard in their little duck boats. So that's my take on this series. What you got, Gene?
I think the Yankees are going to take the series solely because when Herman's been on the bump in the last 5 games, they're 4-1, and obviously he had a good outing against them last weekend. My biggest issue is Schmidt. He's 1-4 his last 4 games. He did have a decent start, but if we could get 6 innings out of Schmidt, I think it's tippable. But the way Bayo's pitched against us, he looked really, really good. In the last 5 starts, he's 2-3, where obviously that it's 500 baseball, but that's what the Red Sox are playing. Well, lower than that. Sevy, he needs to get out the first inning. If he can get out the first inning without allowing any runs, then we might get a win. We might get a win, which would give us the series. But Paxton looks good in his last outing. He had 8 Ks, 1 walk. That's pretty well with an unearned run. So he old Paxton in that last outing. But I think it comes down to Herman pitching well, obviously, and then Sevy getting out the first inning. Because I think you guys win game 2 with Schmidt on the bump for us, Bayo on the bump for y'all. Because Houck, he's been 0-5 the last 5 times he's been on the bump. That I don't think that's gonna. He might get out of a slump or something. He might find something, but I think the Yankees take game 1, Red Sox take game 2, and then it's gonna be a pitcher's duel if Sevy can get out the first inning without allowing any runs.
Yep. Ship it off to Boston. What are you taking on this series, Jovan?
Dave, I wanted to ask you if we can get a drug test for Teddy as well. Talking about broomsticks in Boston.
See, I happen to work at Walgreens, so I'm able to get a drug test for if we need be. So
definitely gonna need one for Teddy. They'll definitely.
I'm gonna make sure it's one for THC and all the other ones too. I'm gonna make sure I send him all the tests that he needs. That way we can be sure that he's good.
All right, sounds good. No, definitely no broomsticks. No broomsticks in Boston this weekend. That's for sure. unless it's Boston sweeping you guys.
Come on, stop it.
Hey, you really never know, dude. The Red Sox could catch fire at any moment. And it
Oh
seems
my
like
God. Here we go with it. Don't let us get hot. Get hot.
don't let us get hot. I'm telling you guys right now.
Oh,
That's what your Celtics said, right? And what happened to them?
listen, Dave. You're talking baseball now, bro. Humble.
I'm a Celtics fan too, Dave, and that series hurt. This series definitely hurt.
Oh, well, I apologize. I'm gonna leave the Celtics thing alone then, because we talk about baseball.
Yeah. I think it should be a good matchup. All in all, the games that we played the past weekend were unbelievable. Like super low scoring, clean baseball, no errors really or anything like that. When do you have an error? Did we? Teddy's like, I think I remember an error, but
I think I remember Torres just completely boofing a ball. It was bad. But
well,
all in all, clean baseball, yeah.
Clean baseball, I think, straight through. I think everybody knows how serious these games are. Just in-house division. I think Cora always talks about, especially Cora and what's your Aaron Boone, right? They both played each other. Did they play against each other at the same time? 2004 or is it 2007?
Boone was the guy. Boone was the guy who hit the home run off of Tim Wakefield, if you guys don't remember. No 3, Game 7.
In 2003.
Oh, 2003. And then Cora is from 2007, I believe, right? Yeah, so he wasn't part of that 2004 World Series.
So.
But they still know that they have a lot of beef.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely in-house, they talk about it in the locker rooms that these games mean more than anything. This is like mini World Series games. The atmosphere is completely different. It's a playoff atmosphere whenever they face each other. So I expect good baseball. Definitely some competitiveness. As far as like how many games, I would say I want to say Red Sox win 2 out of 3 again, but very well could be the way we've been playing. We could very well walk out of there with 1 win. A lot of errors.
Smart man.
Not hitting. We're not hitting that great. Other than the other night, Devers hit 2 home runs in one night, carried the offense. But that was also against the Rockies. So I don't know, man. Yeah, we ended up beating the Rockies when we had like all of our starters out of the lineup. So I really don't know what to expect with this team. I'm just hoping that they catch fire, and I was hoping that us beating the Yankees would help us gain momentum into the next games, but that did not happen at all. So we'll see what happens this upcoming weekend.
Yep. Dave?
Yeah, for me, I don't like how we played the last few games. So this is a little iffy for me. I don't think we get swept though. I think you tripping when you talk about that though, Teddy. If you're thinking sweet, you know what I do on these shows. I will make a bet right now.
I'm not betting no sweet. I'm not betting no sweet. I'll bet you the series though. I bet you the series.
No. You got that. I don't think we win a series. That's just me being honest. I don't think we win a series. We have not
goes down real quick. Ooh.
We have not played well in these last 3 games. Yeah, we've gotten a win or 2, but it does not look good.
Yeah,
it's not looking good. We're losing to teams we should be beating, and I guess that's where I should have some confidence, because we actually beat teams that we shouldn't be beating. Because I'm like, all right, now what are you? Are you a saint or are you a lunatic? You need to make up your mind. So it's like, come on, Red Sox, we know what you can do. You got Devers out there playing his heart out. 17 home runs right now, over 50 RBIs. He's doing whatever he needs to do, but you got pitchers like, you just said his name, Tanner Hawk. Like, come on. He had his ERA is almost a 6.
Over 5 last. I'll get on the bump.
My boy is stressed.
I don't get excited anytime I see his name starting. I don't like him. I really don't.
I'm more excited that he's starting over Corey Kluber. Tell you that much.
Yes, I get
Nah,
that.
not me. I want Kluber. Bring in Kluber, dog. Please. That man is awful. Oh my goodness. We got
And then
rid
you
of
have
him
Michael
at
Walker
the right
pitching
time.
another incredible season in San Diego.
And
So,
Nathan Eovaldi. They were
Nathan
both
Eovaldi, another starter.
pitchers.
They're both
They're both-
flourishing outside of Boston. It's just so
Yep.
disappointing.
They both won pitchers of the month for the month of June.
Wow.
So.
James Paxton is looking really good, though. I'll say that.
And I said that's exactly what we need. We need pitching. And
The big maple.
And man, Tanner Hawk and Corey Cooper just need to be up out of there, man. That's my wishes. My wishes before the trade deadline is get these guys up out of here. I don't care what you do, but get them up out of here. We need better pitching. It's not going to work with these two guys. It's just not. I have zero.
Garrett Whitlock is really good.
I have zero confidence in Tanner Hawk. Zero. I don't think he's going to pitch well at all tomorrow. So if we win, I'll be shocked. It has to be strictly offense is the reason why we win, because it ain't gonna be him. Tell you that right. I'll be shocked if he gets a win. But game 2, I'm with you with it right there on Gene. I think we do get game 2. I think that's our best chance. And then it's a toss-up on Sunday. So
Who do we have starting on Sunday?
Excellent.
Paxton.
Oh yeah, that should be a good game.
yeah, it's a
Paxton versus
toss-up.
Sevy.
Toss-up on Sunday. As long as both teams end this series healthy, as healthy as we are right now, I think it would be a really good series. Of course, because the one last week was really good too. So
I got a question.
I'm predicting that we lose the series 2-1, but I'll be happy if we win 2-1. I don't see a sweep either way around, but right now I only see us getting that one win, and that's the second game on the one on Saturday.
Jovan earlier said that every time the Yankees Red Sox is like a mini World Series. Do you guys think that the rivalry is dead? Because I personally think it's dead.
I don't.
I don't think so.
And the real reason why I think it's dead.
My question to you is, why do you think the rivalry is dead?
I was just gonna say, I don't think these players that are both on both teams have played enough against each other in the last 2-3 years to say that it's a rivalry. Obviously, the history of the both teams, it is, but the current teams right now, I think we have a bigger rivalry with the Rays, the Yankees and Rays, than the Yankees and Red Sox. I think there's more beef in that series than us against the Red Sox. Where
are you talking more so like competitiveness?
A little bit of that, but also like obviously we have Judge, Torres, Severino that have been like honestly the vets of the team right now that have been with the Yankees for a few years now. But then you have Devers, Bogarts is gone. Kike came in 2021 or 2020. 2021. We're like, that's only been 2 years they've versed each other that much. We're like, yes, the history of the Yankees Red Sox will always be there, but the current side of it right now, I think it's a little dead. There hasn't been like pitchers thrown at any hitters. There hasn't been any beef with players. I think it's a little dead, to be honest.
I think if we talk in that sense, then maybe it is dead. As far as like the strong beef, but I think it's still been competitive. It's still been a competitive series between the two. I think that's what rivalries really are. It's not necessarily about the beef. I know the Red Sox and Yankees has always been a beef, but I think as long as they're competitive, that the rivalry is still there. That goes with any team, any sport. That's exactly how it goes. As long as there's competition, the rivalry is still there. And just like you said, of course, the Red Sox, the organizations know that, but it's not just the organization. The media is going to put it out there too. All you're going to see is Red Sox Yankees going to be endless commercials, letting you know when a game is coming on, especially on Sunday on Fox. They always going to make sure that they put that out there. So it's the rivalry is still there. It's probably not as hot as it used to be when we had Big Papi and those boys, when y'all had Derek Jeter and and all those guys. It's not that kind of a rivalry. No, I agree. It's not that kind of rivalry, especially when we have like Dustin Pedroia and Mookie Betts on the same team. Yeah, it's not. It's not that. But the competitiveness is still there. So I say that the rivalry is not necessarily dead, but the
Bad blood.
bad blood is not there. I'll say that. The bad blood is not there. That's not there. Because like you said, they're so young, they're still trying to get used to being on the team and stuff like that. So the bad blood is not there, but the rivalry is still there. As far as the competitiveness, that's not going to go anywhere. Because I think the owners and the managers are going to let them know that, like, hey, this is the team that we play for every single season. We know we got to play hard with them, and no matter what the record is, it's going to be a hard fought series. So don't go in there thinking it's going to be sweet. Go in there and play a game and compete. So I think that's always going to be there. But bad blood, nah, it's not there because, like you said, they haven't played each other. They haven't played each other that much. So, but that's just baseball. I mean, if you really look across the board in baseball, there are a lot of moving pieces now. It's a lot of moving pieces going a lot of places. So it's not. I don't see that going to happen to a lot of places. And until you see teams stay the way that they are for a long period of time, and they're not trading away players or giving away players just be after they win the World Series or just get there or being cheap and stuff like that, then you're going to see stuff like this happen. So I would say that, like Javon said, the bad blood's not there, beef is not there, but the competitive to want to beat them is still there.
Jovan?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the main reason why we signed Devers to a long contract is for, the way, honestly, there's definitely still a rivalry, especially because the wild card games have been played in the past couple of years. Red Sox have been lucky enough to be the winners of those matchups in the past few times we met up in those situations. But I mean, Devers hitting those home runs off of Garrett Cole like that, or he also took Aroldis Chapman deep back in the day. Like that's the kind of stuff like you can't even you don't. It's like in movies, you know what I mean? Like he's facing 103 miles per hour. He was 20 years old. I don't even know. He might have been 21, and he's taking the best closer deep, and hit it like 113 off the bat for a home run at 20 years old against the Yankees in a huge game. So it's like look at Volpe when he faced the Red Sox the other night and he hit the foul home run. Like that's history being made, right? That foul ball was played on. What foul ball home run have you seen as a highlight all over Instagram and everything like that?
Right.
It's the meaning of the game, right? It's the meaning of who they're playing against, what made that foul ball mean so much. If anybody else was watching the game, it's just a foul ball. Like who cares, right?
That
But it
happens
was the
against the
meaning behind
Nationals,
it.
they don't care. I'm telling you
Yeah.
that. What happens against the A's, it does not matter.
No.
This is a rivalry, so it matters a lot more when it happens in these games.
I think it comes down to the fan bases as well. Both fan bases are so passionate about their teams, and I think that's why we've really when the Yankees come into Boston, it's no jokes. Like we are on every person's back that's wearing a Yankees uniform. We're talking trash, telling them they suck. We're booing every player that's on the Yankees when they come out when the announcer's talking. That's just how it is. And it's the same way in New York. I've gone to Yankees Red Sox games in the Bronx as well. I don't wear my jersey out there. I'm not gonna do that to myself, right? I just go there as a bystander watching the game. I'm not gonna sit there and get beer thrown at me or someone spit on me or something like that because I'm wearing my jersey, right?
Shoot,
But
I'll go to New York with a rest. I dare somebody to do that to me. I dare. I dare.
I'd rather stay away from the confrontation even being possible to happen. But no, it's just how it is. I know how it is when a Yankees fan steps into Fenway, so I can only imagine when I step into New York, right? So I think that rivalry's still there, Gene.
Yeah, I would say that rivalry is still there because my blood's boiling right now seeing those ugly socks on my screen. So
Well, we're fans, so it's a little different. I think James is more so talking about the team, right?
no, yeah, yeah, I see what he's saying. Definitely the youth. I don't think they understand the importance of the rivalry and why it even is a rivalry. Like the Volpes and Volpe might have an understanding because he grew up a Yankee fan, so he's, I would say, has had bad blood towards the Red Sox nation his entire life. Um, but the other guys that are like just coming in, yeah, they haven't, like you guys have been saying, that there's not really enough of them playing each other, and that's on the MLB scheduling. That's been changing these past couple of years.
Great point, Ted.
Which I think you should be playing your division more than anybody else. Because those games actually mean something, you know. At the end of the year, we're fighting for that 1, 2, maybe 3 spot because of the wild card, the other wild card. So I think the MLB, like this year, everybody is playing each other at least one series. I mean, who really wants to see the Yankees versus the A's? You know what I mean? Like that was a trash series.
Not
The
me.
Yankees, yeah, the Yankees went out and did what they had to do, brought the broomsticks. Like it's just, it's not fun. You know what I mean? Like, but I believe that it has potential to pick it up, and I think somebody just needs to hit somebody, right? Just hit somebody.
Yeah, that's what I
See
like.
what
I
that
don't think it's
does.
personal yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's not. I agree. It's not personal at all. It's not.
Yeah.
No one's meant personal. So I agree.
I'll tell Domingo tomorrow when he's warming up to hit your leadoff guy.
Right now,
Stir it up.
the only person I can think of is like the only person right now I think like truly understand that it's gonna be in the lineup.
Well, I'm a,
Josh Donaldson, Giancarlo, like chip on their shoulder going into Fenway. But the Cabrera is the Volpe. Anthony Rizzo will know because young guys and the new guys for the Red Sox, they don't get it. And obviously the media is going to play it up. That's what they do. They're always gonna they're gonna make commercials. They're gonna make like a little video about it. Like they're always gonna hype it up, or it's dead.
Yeah, I can see why you say that.
I'm a DM Tanner. I'm gonna send him a voice message. So, hey, hit somebody with a pitch tomorrow. I know you get no wins, but hit somebody with a pitch.
Yeah.
Much needed.
All right, let's get into the last topic of the night, which is something I'm going to let Dave bring up.
All right, so we had got some news the other day about an allegation made on, sorry, just trying to scroll up to the news when it was dropped. Because I had made a statement about this. And this is a general statement about anybody that has any kind of allegations. Teddy, can you just say his name real quick? Because I can't.
Trevor Bauer.
Trevor Bauer. So Trevor Bauer was reportedly facing sexual assault charges from claims that he denied from a young lady that said that he held a knife to her throat and raped her. My thing is, if he's guilty, throw the book at him. That's the case. If he's guilty, throw the book at him. But if he's innocent, throw the book at her. That's my thing. Because I have no side, I have no fight, I have no fight in this. I'm sticking to no sides. I'm talking strictly about the legal case, because this is something that happened also in football recently to a young kid that came out of college who was considered the punt god. He signed with the Buffalo Bills and never got to play a single game in the regular season just because of some false allegations made from a young girl who lied about her age in the story. And they found video evidence that he wasn't there. And countless witnesses said that he was long gone before the situation happened. And she enjoyed herself when all that stuff happened. Now, Trevor Bauer, if you are doing this thing, I hope you understand what this is going to do to your career. You need serious help if this is what's happening. My issue with people like this is this is just how I think, how some people are when they do stuff like this. Just because you're a celebrity and you make money and you're well known does not mean you get to have everything that you want. Doesn't mean that everybody can give it to you just because you are who you are. You're not entitled. Nobody's entitled to anything unless it's something that you earned. If you earned it, all right, I get it. That's one thing. But this is a different situation. Holding a knife to somebody and making them do something that's not consented is not cool in any situation. On the flip side, for anyone accusing people of things that did not happen because you're money hungry or you just want to end somebody's career, which is also wrong, you deserve to be in jail for a very long time. Because putting someone's life in danger is just wrong. I don't understand why people do this stuff now. I call it wolf calling or whistleblowing. You're doing it. This is a lot of things. This happens a little too often to especially celebrities. It happens to people that don't have money, but it happens a lot more to people that have money. First thing I always see, the first two questions that always come to my mind is why does it happen to people that have a lot of money? And why does a lot of people with money put themselves in these situations? Mm-hmm. It's unnecessary. If you are not even just a law-abiding citizen, if you're a good person, this is just not some situation you would put yourself into. And like I said, the flip side, if you are a good person, you're not going to try to put somebody in jail or in their life or in their career. It's not right. Either way, it's not right. Because you're stopping someone else being able to put food on the plate for their family or for themselves if they don't have a family. That is generational wealth that can be easily gone if he did nothing wrong. Now, if he did something wrong, he deserves to have whatever happens to him. But if he's not, you deserve to have whatever happens to you. So that's why I wanted to see what you guys felt about this, because that's just my opinion. Like I said, no facts have came out about anything. Don't know if any charges have been filed or if he's been convicted or anything. None of that has happened yet because this news just came out. So I just felt like to put some light on this because I feel like I'm not sure. I haven't heard anyone talk about this on any show yet. So I felt like we should bring it here.
Go ahead, Gene.
I don't know. This is my first time hearing about it. Obviously, before we started recording, I asked what happened. But I do agree with what you said. If he's at fault, he should get the book. If she's at fault, she should get the book. A lot of celebrities and athletes do put themselves in these type of situations that they should know better, or the people around them should know better. And I don't know. He got out of it here because he wasn't guilty, and all of a sudden now it's a recurring topic now in Japan. So Trevor Bauer might not be the problem. him having a lot of money might not be the problem. I don't know. I think he just needs to surround himself a different crowd or know how to make some moves out there or wherever he goes, because these allegations ain't light. These are some serious allegations that he needs to take care of because his career's on the line, his life's on the line. That's all I gotta say.
So if I'm not mistaken, it was from when he was here in the U.S., right? And she just yeah.
Okay.
So this is
Okay, so
he
see,
came
that's
forward,
where
I
I'm
guess,
all
sometime last
confused. So
year.
I'm confused. Gotcha.
He came forward sometime last year, I think. Filed a complaint against it. I guess now it's just getting brought to light. I agree with you, Dave, man. If he did this, man, he deserves to be in jail for a long time. Especially it's his second time. He clearly has some issues. If this is really what's going on in his life. And I just pray to God, like, does this girl, isn't making this up for no reason and just trying to take away from his career. But she probably needs more support than anybody else if this is really happening to her, right? So at the end of the day, it already happened to him once. So who's to say he didn't do it again? So that's where the forensics come in and they do their job, because that's way above my pay grade.
Yeah, I mean, you guys all pretty much hit it on the head. The worst part about this is that his agent is a woman. And she came out and after he had beat the first case, she went on Twitter on a little rant or whatever, like publicly defending Trevor Bauer. And a couple months later, something else pops up. Crazy. Just tough situation to be in, both sides.
Doesn't look good at all for him.
Yeah, no, at all. I just hope that justice is served correctly. If he did do this, yes, he deserves to be in jail for a long time. If he didn't, then I believe that she needs to be in jail for a long time because, like you said, man, this happens to too many kids to where the one thing that they've been working towards their entire life is just taken away because somebody is just lying. They say innocent to proven guilty, but most situations you're guilty until something pops up. Like
especially in sport.
something like this pops up. If he was here, he would be cut from the team. I'm surprised I haven't seen anything from his team out in Japan because he just had a phenomenal start a couple days ago. So I don't know. It's a tough situation to be in either side. Like I said, I just hope justice is served for the correct party because this needs to stop.
Yep.
So that is, we're not ending on that down. We're not ending on that. We're not ending on that, right, ladies and gentlemen. So we got to bring the spirits back up. You got to bring the spirits back up, man. You know what I mean? So we're gonna finish the show going around and just saying a couple last words. So we will start off with Jovan.
I just want to thank Teddy, thank Dave, Refuse to Lose, and BWT. You guys have brought me back for the third time now. It's been great every time. I love talking sports with you guys. Love talking baseball. I'm happy to be with Gene. Haven't seen him in a little minute, so I'm sure I'm going to see you around town, coaching these guys and probably having some camps around the area for New England College. Super proud of you, bro. And Yeah, man.
Appreciate
Just happy for all you guys that everything's going good. And yeah, can't wait for next time. And go Red Sox.
Hey, I'm gonna start this off.
Teddy,
I'm gonna start this off with Go Red Sox. That's what I'm starting this off with. Go Red Sox. Let's get it. But Teddy, I appreciate you for allowing me to come on this time. I know I wasn't able to make it last week. Had some family things that had to happen, and it's been a crazy week this week. I almost didn't make it today, but I made sure that I was able to make it. So thanks for allowing me to come back on here. Finally be able to talk about baseball as a guest instead of the host of the show. So I appreciate it a lot more that way because I don't have to do much. I could just come on and talk. And I enjoy that a lot more. And to take another shot at my other two guys that are the analysts, because I took a shot yesterday.
Oh no.
As I said, I am the most versatile analyst on the show. So if we had to have an Analyst of the Year award, I think I would win that easily because I'm on every single thing except boxing. That's the only thing I have not talked about. But I'm telling you right now, I'm going to be on there one way or another. So when it comes to any sport, I can talk about it. We don't do anything else. We don't do hockey. We haven't talked about soccer yet. But if we talk about soccer, oh, trust me, there's no way you can give it to anybody but me. So that's just my take. So go Red Sox. Let's get it.
Yeah, G.
Jovan, it was good seeing you as well. Hope to see you around at the dugout. Dave, it was good chopping it up some sports with you. I appreciate you. Obviously not hosting, but allowing me to be a guest as well. Teddy, the best host. I appreciate you. Go Yanks. That's the only reason why, because he's a Yankees fan. He's rocking with me. But it was a pleasure being on this podcast with you guys. And if you're watching, tune in. It's gonna be a great series.
Yep.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Let me give you guys a warm welcome to the Refuse to Lose family. So
Appreciate that.
appreciate you guys for coming on. And Teddy, appreciate you for taking over baseball because it was a lot for me to be able to do that. So thank you for taking over baseball, and you've been doing a great job. So shout out to BWT, which is probably doing the best right now out of all the things that we're doing right now because this is baseball season. This is a fun time. A lot of people in the arts world don't pay attention to baseball that much, but because of Teddy, we have other people that are now coming into the baseball chat from the Refuse to Lose family that did not pay attention to baseball before. So, Teddy, you doing your thing.
Sir, appreciate you, man. Guys, thank you for coming on tonight. I want to give a shout out, as always, to my guys over at Refuse to Lose. Without them, this would not have been possible. I'm grateful every time I can come here and talk to you guys about the sport that I love. Man, bring out the brooms, baby. Bring them out. Bring out the brooms, baby. That's all I got to say, man. Hope everybody has a good night. Till next time.
Peace.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.